Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I have something very cool in store for you in the group today. I think I found, I've always told you, I think that all these Bitcoin Maxis, most of them have always known who Satoshi was, and they've always known about the bigger picture with XRP. I think I've got one of these Bitcoin Maxis slipping and saying something he didn't mean to say on video. And I'm going to show it to you in the group, and then I'm going to tie it in. I'm going to show you how it directly relates to how I believe XRP was always the plan. You're going to find this one fascinating. This one you're not going to want to miss. So you can go to daixrp.com to join through the Patreon, or you can click the join button right below this YouTube video if you'd rather join through there. Now, folks, let's hear about all the money from the creator of Hedera Hashgraph.
Everything of value in the world will be tokenized. And it gives all the same advantages of why all the information eventually went into databases. For the same reason, everything of value will be tokenized. And then ledgers can let you use it in very good ways and makes it accessible to your agents to deal with on your behalf.
Everything of value in the entire world. And who created the internet of value? That would be Ripple. Now, I want to reiterate a point I made to a guy at XRP Las Vegas, and that is, when this happens, don't think for a minute that all the people that come in here and have tokenized bonds and tokenized stocks and all these things, don't think for a minute that they're going to be putting all that on some hard wallet. That may have been how this industry was born, the not your keys, not your crypto, but the adults and the big money people are going to what I'm doing with Caleb and Brown. That's why I keep talking about them. It's the first place I've found, well, there's one other, I'll talk about that later, but it's the first place I have found where I can get institutional grade custody and I can sleep at night and don't have to worry about hackers and all that stuff. You can go to xrpwealth589.com and it'll forward you right to my page on Caleb and Brown if you want to open an account. Now, this is interesting from Uphold. XRP Vegas delivered great energy, great convos, and great announcements. Thanks to everyone who stopped by and said hello. We'll see you at the next one. And this is the CEO. Once again, XRP Las Vegas was a great event this year. We're thrilled to connect with so many of you, share conversations, and hand out custom XRP caps. I got one of those. Thanks to Mike from close by here in Georgia. I met in the airport. We made some exciting announcements, more below. They've got their Uphold card coming back out. Uphold's exploring ways to unlock yield on XRP, launching direct deposits via Uphold. These guys are movers and shakers. Now, you're watching this video this morning. I set it to release this morning. I actually made it yesterday. So the price you're seeing here this thing's going all over the place today. The Circle IPO happened today, and the price is going nuts. Now, there's a few things I want to reiterate in this. One, look at this, USDC issuer Circle, it rises 200%. I've seen it as high as $95. It came out at 31. I've seen this movie from the dot-com boom and bust. And I believe that this time we're going to see a mega boom, because this is the internet of money instead of the internet of information. I think it's going to be 10 to 100 times bigger. Think tokenizing everything, folks. I think that what you're seeing here in the launch of Circle, these Wall Street guys are staring at this. Any crypto related company is about to be in the crosshairs of Wall Street in a good way, whether it's buying them or talking them in time to go IPO. You're about to see some crazy stuff. I said here, investment banks are going to be knocking on a lot of crypto company doors. I've seen this movie before. The shares were halted because they were volatile. I've never heard of them halting shares on volatility to the upside, but they apparently did today. Here's a couple of videos from it. That's the CEO, Jeremy Lair.
An incredible and momentous milestone for this company, for building a new kind of infrastructure for the global financial system. To do it here at the very heart of that is so meaningful to me, to know that we're just at the start, and this transition to being a global public traded company here is one of the most exciting moments of my life. I'm so grateful.
Yes, sir. Should be. And this is him ringing the bell.
Go for it.
A lot of people made wealth today on that. I own some Circle through Link2. And I saw somebody asking, my understanding with private equity, it's very common to have a lockup period after a company goes public. My understanding is that don't quote me, but my understanding is that it's 180 days from the filing of Circle's S1 is when you'll be able to sell, or you'll have access to sell if you want to sell or continue to hold, whatever you want to do. Look, from the White House, Donald Trump, I just concluded a very good phone call with President Xi of China, discussing some of the intricacies of our recently made and agreed to trade deal. Dun, dun, dun. All the stuff he's caught, and now all of a sudden we have a trade deal that was better than what we did have. Alt season never announces itself. This is so true. I've been through several of them. The chart does, just like 2021, red squeeze, green lift off. The next alt season already in motion. Here's Representative Brian Steele discussing the Clarity Act.
We actually want to protect consumers. We want to avoid an FTX. If we want to address the meme coins that were brought onto us by Gary Gensler and the Biden administration, now's the time to come with thoughtful ideas. And I think the Clarity Act addresses a lot of the concerns. I also hear a lot of arguments by those on the left with the Trump derangement syndrome that we see, but I don't hear any critiques of Hunter Biden's art or the devaluation of that we've seen since President Biden's left office. Let's dig into the bill, because the context of this bill is a really good bill to move us forward at a period of time where we can unleash digital assets here in the United States.
Yes, sir. Sounds good to me. Egrad Crypto says he's bullish breakout for XRP, has to close 230, 235, 236 is breakout from mega falling wedge. 245, 265 is the go signal. I like the sound of that. This is Modern Investor. Riz puts out some great clips from Modern Investor. Listen to this.
That's why I told you before, if you do decide to take profit at any point during this cycle, please make sure that you buy a cash producing asset, something that you can buy and hold that will give you money essentially forever. There's a reason why they're buying all the homes, why they're buying all the land, why we're getting all this news. See how it's all clicking together? Why all these companies are buying up so much cryptocurrency in a small amount of time. You might get really happy and say, wow, this is really cool. And then you have to think further. You have to think to 2030. You have to think to 2035 and 2040. How different will the world look if all the crypto that there is right now does a 300x in price? Think about this.
300x.
If we have XRP go from whatever to 614, like think about it. It's a $614 in 15 years because crypto becomes widely adopted. Can a normal person then even buy one XRP? That's why I say, remember how lucky you are to be in the market right now. If all the Bitcoin goes to $15 million a coin, who owns all the Bitcoin? It's not normal people. So.
All right. And then check this out. Name one thing more important than Bitcoin. XRP. All right. Remember when Jack Dorsey said this?
So let's fast forward to the future, and Bitcoin has failed. How did it fail?
I think it fails through irrelevance. Like it fails to be relevant to people on a daily basis. If it just ends up being store value and nothing more, I don't think it gains relevance at all. I think it has to be payments for it to be relevant on the everyday. Otherwise, it's just something you kind of buy and forget and only use in emergency situations or when you want to get liquid again. So I think if it doesn't transition to payments and find that everyday use case, it's increasingly irrelevant.
Now, he's a low talker. If you've ever watched Seinfeld, he's a low talker. And so that volume is his fault. I couldn't do anything about it. Now, folks, I'm about to show you something that I believe it shocked me, and it's going to shock you. And it ties Bitcoin, Satoshi Nakamoto, all the way to the end game. I've always thought XRP was the end game. Even some of you veterans are going to be shocked by this one, because I think a Bitcoin Maxi in this video just slipped up. He said something I've never heard before, and I've heard just about all of it. Okay? I've always said I believe most of these high-profile Bitcoin Maxis have always known, because they were briefed on who Satoshi Nakamoto was and what the plan was. And that's why you can't hear any of them talk about it. That's why Michael Saylor has crazy eyes when somebody acts like they're about to say who they met with that was Satoshi Nakamoto. But I believe a lot of this stuff was engineered by governments. And I'm gonna show you. To me, this really does give you the breadcrumbs that lead all the way to XRP. You're not gonna want to miss this one. Go to daixrp.com in the Patreon, or you can click the join button below any of my YouTube videos to join if you'd rather join through YouTube. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family. Away we go. Wait till you see this.